This week's School for Writers book recommendation is The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle. And I read this when I first started thinking about wanting to have my own company that was surrounded by the culture of writers. And I was trying to want to build this academy and this group and this schooling and these communities and this camaraderie, and how to bring about a culture of support where people can feel like they are a part of something bigger, how people can feel like they're loved and welcomed on a grander scale, and how people can feel like their input matters. And I love the culture code, whether you are an entrepreneur or you're somebody working in corporate. It outlines such a great example of what it makes a culture. What makes the difference between working at just some random place and being a part of a bigger, greater mission, a bigger, greater goal. I love that it starts with telling you that the number one thing you have to do is make people feel safe. And that is so important to me, these safe spaces. No, there's not going to always be a safe space. You're not going to find a perfect, ideal place where nothing bad ever happens. But how do we create a place where you're allowed to say your opinion? You're allowed to talk and speak your truth. Here's the quote from there that I really loved. It was, "You know the phrase, 'don't shoot the messenger'? In fact, it's not enough to not shoot them. You have to hug the messenger and let them know how much you need that feedback. The way you can be sure that they feel safe enough to tell you their truth next time." And that is just one amazing gem in this book, The Culture Code, The Secrets of Highly Successful Groups by Daniel Coyle. I think that as we live in this capitalistic world, where so much of what we do actually in technology, especially these days, kind of separates us from each other, makes us feel like we're cogs in this wheel of capitalism. The Culture Code talks about how you can break that cycle and instead create communities within whatever you're building or creating. So whether you're starting a writing group or you're starting your own business or you're a part of a corporate culture that you want to transform and make even better, I highly suggest grabbing yourself a copy of The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle. And I highly suggest you grabbing a copy using the bookshop.org/School for Writers link that we have below for you. That way, not only do you support a local independent bookstore when you get it, but you also help support the School for Writers podcast because that's our affiliate link. And I also listened to this on audiobook and really loved it. So if you're an audiobook fan, we suggest using Libro.fm. And if you use the link in the bio, not only do you also support a local independent bookstore, but you get a free audiobook and we get a free audiobook. So it's a win-win situation. Once again, this week's recommendation is The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle.